because I think we had this conversation in Ghana, and concerned is maybe not the word, but I'm a little worried about. Not too worried, but a little bit. And it's Apple. I know this is going to surprise a lot of people.
Let's talk.
Yeah, we should. Because we talk about the growth of Apple, and we talk about the dominance that the iPhone has on the revenue model for the company. We've seen the revenue go down for the iPhone over the past 4 or 5 quarters. It's looking like that'll be 6 quarters. They just announced that the Vision Pro is going to go into pre-order on the 19th of this month, and
That ain't it.
people can start receiving them on February 2nd. I don't know if this is a revenue generator, and if it's a miss, I don't know what 2024 looks like for Apple. That doesn't mean that I don't love it long term. I do. I love it long term, 1000%. I'm just talking about in 2024. My concern meter is it went off a little bit, only because if the Vision Pro isn't what people anticipated to be, which again, I don't think you and I are in agreement that we don't think this is going to be the revenue generator.
That's not it.
What will be the innovation in 2024 that sparks revenue, right? And changes that trajectory from having 5 negative quarters to 6 to 7. Because if we do 10, now you're talking about a negative year in sales for the iPhone. I don't think the iPhone 17 is going to change anything. So I am a little concerned about Apple in 2024.
For the first time in the history, I am too. I've been screaming it forever, and when it's get clipped up, don't say none of my comments. But to the team at Apple, I need you guys to innovate. You can only operate better for so long. You do need innovation. Samsung's been kicking y'all ass in the phone department for at least 9 years. iPad, man, at best. Vision Pro, most people can't afford a $3,500 headset to watch YouPorn that they can watch on their laptop for free. Make like we need common sense governance at some point. Maybe we've hit a bell curve issue where you can't innovate more, but they need better products, or they need to push more aggressively into healthcare. I think they should, if they're going to keep making a camera better. Price is pretty high on it, but I think at some point they should probably buy DJI, and they need to run an aggressive smear campaign on Disney so Disney can get down to a price point where they can buy all of Disney. But as far as the innovation on the phones, it's over with.
So
it's over with.
This is when I started thinking about this. Is this the year of acquisition? Right. So you said Disney, but I started thinking about who's their competitor, right? I know Microsoft, they do business together, but the reports are there, and every sign is pointing to it. Microsoft will pass it in market cap at some point over the next 12 to 16 months. It'll pass it, right?
Yeah.
Based solely on AI. But Microsoft acquired Activision to dominate gaming.
Mm-hmm.
What if Apple decided to acquire something maybe like an EA or something of that sort, where now we have a competitor in this space? We weren't dominating there. Now we have a player in there in terms of that space, but also in other forms of acquisition in the media standpoint. Some maybe the new NFL deal or new NBA contract, somewhere in acquisitions, because they have the capital to do it. Is that the new innovation?
They have to, because if they don't get Disney, it looks like Amazon is going to be the new cable TV over the next 5 or 10 years. So they have a big competitor there in terms of media. They also have a competitor, Amazon, in the healthcare space. They need a great acquisition in the healthcare space. But I'm surprised with all the fanfare around crypto, whatever Bitcoin project wallet project they were working on, I'm surprised that has not been released. That's been a mistake to not attack, because if they had a formidable opponent in that space, they would be able to bring people into the crypto space who normally would not travel there. Because of like the legitimacy of the brand. But I know it's tough running a multi-trillion-dollar company. That's way above my pay grade, but there has not been innovation on the phone in at least, it's 2024, probably 10, 11 years.
So your whole thing is 2 tech companies, right? And Apple and Microsoft, and then 2 indexes. So are you changing Apple out of your 2 tech?
Absolutely not. This is like when Tim Duncan came to the Spurs with David Robinson. Apple is David Robinson. Now they may have to take the back seat for a year and a half until they get it in order. Microsoft is going to be dominant. I'm not saying that I don't love the stock, but my thing is I always plan for disaster before it gets on my doorstep. So if they're not innovating, sales are sliding. Their sales are declining in China. So their market share shrank 2.5% to 15.1 billion. Yeah, it's still a lot of money, but my thing is if it gets down to 10 billion and they're not able to operate there, and if they don't pivot how Nvidia did to be able to do a deal with China, India won't offset the sales fast enough. And people, I don't know one person in the last 5 years who says, I want a new iPhone. At this point, I only get it for the camera, for content. If it wasn't for that, I would probably have, well, what's the Galaxy to flip out? That's the size of an iPad. Like Samsung has just been killing. Like sales have been down in the summer, declining revenue. So they have some things that they need to fix, but no, it's still, I'm not changing my formulation. And it's not out of ego. Even with all that said, Apple has still, as a $1 trillion company, is still producing 20% plus revenue, 20% plus gain year over year. I'm not leaving from it, but I think Microsoft will take the #1 spot in the next year and a half.
All right.
This is crazy. They have no, like, even on the Mac rumor and Apple rumor report sites, they don't even have a product that could be great. Like the Vision Pro isn't it.
Are you gonna get it? All right.
Apple, if you invite me to campus, I'll get one. If we can do an interview there. But other than that, I have no plans.
I'll test it out for us. I'll have it right here on the episode.
Okay, I'll support you in that.